Hello everyone, welcome back to IELTS Monkey. My name is Teacher Patrick, and today we're going to talk a little bit, just an introduction, and we're going to talk about the features of pronunciation that the examiner will actually be listening for when you are taking your IELTS exam. A lot of students only think about pronunciation in terms of individual sounds or phonemes or ending sounds, things like that. Or they are aware that we have features of pronunciation like linking our sounds together, but they're not sure how we do it or even how to practice or how to look for it. So today, we're not going to be focusing on individual sounds, but we'll be doing a little introduction to the features of pronunciation that happen over the length of a sentence or over the length of our speaking. Now, again, since this is just going to be an intro, I could spend 20 minutes on each of these features of pronunciation and show you the differences of how we use it and do some examples. But I want you to take a couple of things away from today. First of all, just the information, the terminology, so that you can go on Google, you can go on YouTube, and you can start learning about these, how to use them. You can find exercises to practice, because just being aware of what these are and that your examiner is actually listening for them is kind of half the battle. And in addition, I'm going to give you a little exercise, something that actually demonstrates how we use these features of pronunciation, but that will also give you something you can do and practice every day to strengthen those pronunciation muscles, because pronunciation is much less about actually studying pronunciation and more about practicing. Since we are working on making our muscles and our tongue and our lips move in different ways, we have to change the muscle memory. Much like going to the gym, we don't sit there and study how to do an exercise. We learn how to do an exercise by doing it and practicing our form and making sure that our technique is strong and that we're doing everything safe. So let's go ahead and get started. Features of pronunciation. So our plan today is, first of all, we will take a look at what these are. We'll see how they work inside of an example, and then of course we will practice them. So the first pronunciation feature we're going to talk about today is the schwa. Now, this is the most popular vowel sound in all of English. And the crazy thing is, if you are Vietnamese, you do not have this sound in your language, which can make it quite difficult to practice. But we use this all the time. Individual words in between our sentences, the words that happen in our sentences, all the time. And the reason for this is because it's a natural, neutral sound. You want to keep your tongue relaxed, your face relaxed, and you just want to say something like, uh. Now, it may sound a little bit weird while you're sitting at home practicing this on your computer, and maybe someone looked at you weird, like, hey, why are you making those sounds? But it's really, really important, and you should practice it a lot. It's almost like when you get home from work and you relax after a long day, you sit on your couch and you say, Now again, why do we use this? Because first of all, it's a neutral sound, which means it makes it much easier and quicker to move to different sounds within your mouth. Okay? If I say a long vowel, for example, to, I have to, and I say then the next stressed word is go, I have to go to the store. My lips and my mouth have to do a lot of work. My lips have to come out for the word to. Then they have to come in and reset for the word go, to, go, to, go. There's a lot of movement there. However, if I just use the schwa, I can say something like ta, remember that sound? To go, to go, to go, to eat, to meet, to do, to want, to need, right? This schwa allows us to get to our sounds a lot faster. Now, earlier I said we have it in individual words. Let's take a word like banana really quick, a nice individual word here. Banana is 3 syllables, 1, 2, 3. The stress comes on the second syllable, na, banana. Notice how we go up. We'll talk more about that later. Banana, banana. Sounds familiar. We're taking a look at the schwa. Banana. So here is a natural way that we are using the schwa in some of our words. Banana, police, potato, doctor, America, teacher. All of these words do use the schwa naturally in their pronunciation. But again, we'll be taking a look at how we can use the schwa within our sentences. Moving on then. We're also going to talk about word stress. Now, I know I don't need to tell you too much about this, but we'll be focusing on how we actually stress words. It's not just about length. It's not just about being louder, right? We do something a little bit different. We'll also take a look at how we link our sounds together. This is really important, and a lot of students, again, understand that we need to do this, and they kind of have an idea of how to do it, but they're not really sure. It's not that difficult. And then finally, we'll take a look at how we might drop some sounds to make it easier for us to transition from sound to sound in our sentence. So we have the schwa, the most popular vowel in English, most popular vowel sound, apologies. We have word stress, we have linking, we have drop sounds. This isn't all of them. There are maybe 2 or 3 more. However, what is important is that you realize that in every piece of English you will ever say, if you want to sound more natural, you're going to use these sounds. Now, on to our exercise. We have 4 pronouns here. Now, typically, I don't know that pronouns would normally be stressed like this, but for our purposes, these are our content words. These are the words that carry information. They are the most important to us. Therefore, they are going to be stressed. Now, remember, let's talk about one thing regarding stress. We need to go up, 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 and down. Why are we kind of sad and lonely going down here at the end? Well, that's because we're at the end of what we're trying to say. And when we finish something that we're trying to say, unless it's a yes/no question or we're really excited, we're going to go down. So it should sound a little bit like this. You, me, him, her. No problem, right? Let's try one more time. You, me, him, her. Great, no issues, right? Let's move on. Let's add a little bit of difficulty here. Well, not too much difficulty. As you notice, our same pronouns are still stressed. We have you, me, him, her. But we're adding an additional, well, it's a contraction, but normally it would be 2 words. Now, as I mentioned earlier, we are always going to go up on stressed words, which means that we normally go down on unstressed words. And this is where your rhythm comes in for English. When people say you don't have good rhythm, it is because you talk like this. It's you, it's me, it's him, it's her. This is not good rhythm. There's no play between the stressed and the unstressed. We need to go up in order to come down, and this is what gives our rhythm. So let's go ahead and try. It's you, it's me, it's him, it's her. All right, very good. As always, let's double it up and do it one more time. It's you, it's me, it's him, it's her. Okay, just like before, no problem. At least it shouldn't be. Sometimes students have problem with this ITS. It's. We're not going to go over that today, but if that's a problem for you, do let me know in the comments and I would be happy to make a video about it. Okay, now let's go on to this monstrosity. What do we have here? Well, it doesn't look too bad, but there are some complications. Now, when we have our word stress, the whole idea behind it is, as I said earlier, to keep the rhythm like a drum. Boom, 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 boom. And we don't want to ruin the rhythm, disrupt the rhythm, interrupt the rhythm in any way. Otherwise, we aren't going to sound fluent. We're going to have all of these awkward pauses and hesitations that take away our fluency and coherence. And also, it will disrupt our rhythm for our pronunciation score. So, you, me, him, her. No problem, right? Let's try the second version. It's you, it's me, it's him, it's her. Okay, great. Easy peasy. Now, before I go, I want to hear you try it. So you're actually going to try this one first. Now remember, you have to keep the beat. You, me, him, her. Give it a try. All of it. Now, maybe some of you got that quite easily, and congratulations if you did, but I'm sure a lot more of you kind of had something like this. It's you, and then it's me, and then it's him, and then it's her. But what we really want is it's you, and then it's me, and then it's him, and then it's her, and then it's you, and then it's me, and then it's him, and then it's her. It's you, and then it's me, and then it's him, and then it's her. Okay, so how do we accomplish this? This is when we bring in all of those pronunciation features that we were talking about earlier, and we use them to help make it easier to connect our sounds together. As you notice, it may have sounded like I was speaking quite quickly. It's you, and then it's me, and then it's him, and then it's her, but I'm really not. I'm just using these features of pronunciation to more easily glide to that next sound. So let's go ahead and take a look what's happening here. Let's start with the schwa. We love the schwa. We have this sound here. We have this sound here, and we're actually going to put our two schwas here. We're going to go here and here. We're going to go here and here. Okay. Now, before we move on, I want to back up a little bit. We'll come back to these schwas, but let's talk about the stress. Earlier I said we can't miss the beat. So what I forgot to tell you, and what we need to talk about now, is what that means is you, me, him, her. That means these three words right here have to be faster, because in the amount of time it takes you to say this word, you have to say these three words. It has to be equal, right? If you say it's you and then it's, that means you're giving and the same stress as you, then the same stress as you, it's the same stress as you, and this is not what we want. We don't want it to have the same stress like that. Okay, so if it wasn't clear before, the reason we need to use these pronunciation features is because these content words need to keep their rhythm, while the structure words and then it's need to go quicker in order to keep up and keep that rhythm going. Hopefully that's clear. So let's move on here. All right, so we have our schwas, and what's nice about this schwa is that it puts everything in the middle. We don't have to say ah, we don't have to say ah, we can say and then, and then, and then. Give it a try. And then, and then. Okay. Next, let's link some things together. Now, earlier we talked about linking. We didn't really talk about how we link together. So let's take a look here and see what we're doing. Now, traditionally, when people link things together, they just think we're kind of making some sort of sandwich and everything is going to come together. But that's not exactly what's happening. What's actually happening is we are taking this word, these two words, and we're changing the structure and combination of it. Instead of and, then, it's, we're going to go ahead and say this N, we're going to move it over, we're going to cut it off, we're going to move it over, and we're going to make this over here. And then it's, then it's, then it's, then it's. Now, we might do something similar with a common phrase such as I love it, where we're going to go ahead again and we're going to push this little V sound over. We're going to disconnect it and we're going to connect it over here. I love it. I love it. Then it's. I love it. Then it's. Now, before we forget, we're also going to eliminate on a sound over here. Now, why do we do that? Well, we do that because this D sound and this TH sound, it's in the same area of our mouth. Duh, the, duh, the, duh, the. Try it. So we don't want to say it twice, right? That's doing a bunch of extra work and we're lazy. In fact, that's what these pronunciation features really allow us to do in our English, is to be lazy. So we're going to go ahead and get that out. And we're going to go and we're going to take it out here. We're going to take it out here. And then remember, we talked about linking. So that was when we have a a consonant sound followed by a vowel sound. Do we? Look at that. We've got that right here too. So let's do that as well. Him and. Him and. Not him and. Not him and. Him and. Him and. Then it's him and. Hopefully you're getting the idea here. Let's connect it over here. Let's go ahead and connect it over here. And voila. It's starting to look a little bit pretty. Now, so far we have our word stress, we have our schwas, we have our linking, and we have eliminated a sound. And all of this together takes and then it's, which can be quite difficult to say quickly, and we change it into something like oops, yep, there we go. Sometimes it's hard to write them upside down. So what we had 3 words before, and then it's, and we're going to put them all together, and then it's, and then it's. And one more thing, this is a little bit more advanced, but we can actually link these vowels together, oddly enough. Now, when we're speaking, we don't want to ever let the sound stop. This is when you hear a lot of students with these big pauses. It's you, and then it's me, and then it's him. It's because we're not keeping the sound going and just letting our mouth move with what we're trying to say. So here we're going to add a little W. You and. The only reason we're adding a W is because that's the sound my mouth makes when I move my lips from this outer oo position, this long vowel, to that shorter you and, you and, you and. And then the same thing here. I have this long vowel E, and I'm going to shorten it with the ya, and I'm going to bring it to the mia, mia, mia. So now, if we put it all together, we've got 4 pieces of pronunciation that allow us to say these structure words more quickly so that we can maintain the beat in our words. So this is where we get something like, it's you, and then it's me, and then it's him, and then it's her. Let's try one more time. It's you, and then it's me, and then it's him, and then it's her. Now you just need to practice it, because eventually I want you to increase the speed. I want you to increase the fluency so it starts sounding like something similar to it's you, and then it's me, and then it's him, and then it's her, and then it's you, and then it's me, and then it's him, and then it's her, and then it's you, and then it's me, and then it's him, and then it's her, and then it's you, and then it's me, and then it's him, and then it's her. Notice I don't move my mouth very much. All of my pronunciation is being taken care of by my tongue, my teeth, and my lips, and I'm using the schwas, I'm using the word stress, I'm using the unstressed, I'm linking, I'm getting rid of sounds that don't need to be there, and this is what English pronunciation is all about, and this is what your examiner will really be looking for on your IELTS exam. All right, very good. So, hopefully this gave you a little bit of an understanding of what is actually happening in the IELTS exam and what your examiner is going to be listening for. And again, you'll have to go and do some research on your own. That's part of it, and you'll have to start practicing on your own. But I highly recommend you start paying attention to what you hear, the way you're speaking. Start listening to how native speakers kind of shorten everything together. And although it may sound a lot more quick, it's just a manipulation of features. Again, let me know in the comments if there's any piece of pronunciation that you'd like to hear more about. I tried to make this as short as possible. I know 20 minutes is still quite long, but thank you again for your time. I hope you have a good evening, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.